Welcome to the Hottest Wellness Podcast. I've got time with Cherry ShaKayla.
Here we discuss personal growth, relationships, and healing to become aligned with the best version of ourselves.
Hey baby, hey baby, hey.
Didn't we talk about Gwen before?
Did we? Oh yeah, we did.
We did.
It's
fine. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. In a better mood than I anticipated. I didn't realize.
It's probably all the rest you got in the last couple of days. You know how sleep actually helps with irritability.
Facts.
Yeah.
How you feeling?
I'm in my mood like Ice Spice, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Just, yeah. My cycle about to come on. I'm just feeling things. Feeling triggered, you know?
Mm-hmm. Triggered. You want to knock a nigga out? Like, what's wrong with that? That's not where I was going.
Yeah.
I mean, but knock a nigga out. It's a.
Sounds like MC Light.
It's either MC Light or I think it's Salt and Pepper.
Oh, it is Salt
What
and
a
Pepper.
Man.
It is Salt and Pepper.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shout out In Vogue. Free your mind.
Where'd you get from here to there?
Cause they on that song.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
do you have anything you want to get off your chest this week?
maybe just a little. There's somebody at my place of work that, you know, from the moment I saw this individual, I knew something in the milk wasn't clean. Couldn't put my finger on it, but I knew. Something ain't right with this one. And, you know, I just want to say, if you have a job and you need that job, don't do dumb stuff. Don't smoke on the premises. Don't. If I get into too many details and they come across this, I don't care. What are they going to do? But just don't be dumb. If you need a job and you would like to continue working at your current job, don't be stupid. That's all I got.
Okay. Well, I did want to get something off my chest this week.
Mm-hmm.
Per usual, I open Instagram, start scrolling, see some shit that really pisses me off, and it's just like, I don't know if people mean well when they be posting stuff, or maybe they just don't think deeply as I do, or care enough to go there with it, but I was on Instagram the other day. There's this page that I actually really like. They be posting a lot of like nostalgia content. And then they post this content basically showing a lot of black celebrities that have been in relationships for like 20, 30 years. Mm-hmm. And then the whole thing is saying like, look at this woman standing by her man after all they've been through. And I have wanted to read a couple of them off, but now I'm having trouble finding it in my photos.
Well, just off that alone, the idea of being a real woman just because you held a nigga down because he cheated on you for 10 years and you stuck beside him.
Black love does not have to be struggle love. And that's what a lot of people convinced of. Mm-hmm. They think that you got to be somebody's baby mother for you to attain black love. They think that you have to suffer through abuse to attain black love. They think you have to be cheating on your entirety of your lifetime just to get it, just to say that a black man loves you. Yeah. And I value love. I value black love. I value relationships, black people being together. Mm-hmm. But what we're not going to do is sit on the internet and gaslight black women into thinking that they have to go through all that stuff just to be loved. Love yourself. Mm-hmm. Because these niggas, they're going to do exactly what you allow them to do to you. Yeah. So that really pissed me off. I just was like, what is this, honey? Let me see.
Yeah, my mom always said a man is gonna only do what you allow.
It's true. And that's not to say that women have to take responsibility for men's actions. It's to say that it's going to continue if you don't put a stop to it. If you continue to be in a relationship even though they're doing something that's crossing your boundaries or that you genuinely do not like or is hurtful to you. It's like if you take a nigga back after he cheated on you, he's going to keep cheating on you because he knows that you're going to take him back.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the same stuff we be teaching our kids. You let them act up and there's no discipline, no consequence to their actions. What they gonna do? Keep repeating the behaviors because they know at the end of the day, mommy don't care. Mommy's not gonna, really stand up and say, hell no. So, yeah, I couldn't find it, but I don't know. Maybe I'll post it to the story. I just don't want to post it to the story and then people get the wrong idea thinking I'm like,
supporting it.
Yeah, supporting it. Like, I would hate that. Don't think that, please. I'm not supporting it by any means.
We don't support struggle love.
It was like Samuel Jackson was addicted to drugs and his wife helped him get clean.
Mm-hmm.
Denzel Washington ran out of money on the first date with his wife Paula. The list goes on, but
you don't have to stand by these things to achieve the type of healthy, loving relationship that you desire. And honestly, both of those things will be a red flag for me.
Yeah. I actually seen a post this morning on Twitter from one of my favorite spiritual baddie girls. And she was saying, like, if you say you want something, then you have to stand on what you want and not accept less of that. And so a lot of times it's a mental thing. We think, okay, I have to keep going through with this because this is where I'm at right now. But that's not true. You're manifesting your life at every turn. So if somebody got you fucked up and you don't do something about it in some fashion, then they gonna keep having you fucked up. Like, it's just what it is.
Yeah.
So, like, whether it is in your romantic relationships or maybe your professional relationships, just working in corporate all together, even with your relationship with your parents, there has to be some boundaries set in place so that, you're not creating a life that you're ultimately unhappy with.
Facts, B.
Yeah. So you want to get into the affirmation of the week?
The quote of the week.
It's still affirmation.
Yeah, it is.
Aren't you trying to change up our show?
What you mean? That's what you put.
I didn't put that. You put that.
Just kidding. Well, this week's affirmation is, today was a good day.
Period.
Yeah.
I like that affirmation because it's all about setting an intention. Maybe your day is not good yet, but if you believe it, then it's true.
Yeah.
So, like, even if little things come up that might trigger you, somebody pissed you off at a stoplight, whatever it is, you can just affirm with yourself that today is a good day and it will be good,
Yeah. So, moving right along.
What are we talking about this week?
On today, we are talking about finding joy in difficult times, finding the peace within, and the peace around you. Sometimes we really be in peaceful environments, but we just not at peace, so we can't even embrace it.
Sometimes we are the chaos that is creating the opposite of what peace is in our life.
Yeah. Facts, B. So we all have a lot going on, It's a lot happening right now in the country, and we're in a fucking depression and recession. You sent me that video about how it's really a depression and not a recession. And I was very concerned.
Yeah. There's levels to it because the first thing is that it's like induced, if that's the right word to say. They baited us into being in a recession or depression because they want more money. It's never enough. You can be billionaires and it still won't be enough money for them. Like that video I sent you, and the dude had drew like a pie chart, and he was like, this tiny corner right here, this is like what all the regular people are sharing. And then the rest of the pie was like the all of the wealth that's being hoarded by billionaires, and like y'all still okay with it, like y'all still contributing to it.
Yeah.
And I can't say enough, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, what do you do? Like, people are afraid, as they should be, for the security of their well-being and their families and stuff, so they feel like that they have to keep participating in these systems, but we only further being, you know, exploited. So it kind of make me sick.
Yeah. It's all a scam, really. But in the midst of that, there is always something to be grateful for, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you woke up today and you weren't cold. That happens a lot. I'd be grateful when I wake up and I'm like fully snuggled under the covers and I'm not immediately cold when I wake up. Are you looking at me like that?
Nothing. I'm just listening, child.
On this topic, I kind of wanted to share, but not too much, you know. It's been an interesting summer.
Yeah.
When I was putting the note together, I put rough, but I don't like rough because it really wasn't rough.
There was moments where it was unfavorable.
Yeah.
For sure. But it really is all about your perspective on things. You know what I'm saying? Like, when we got stranded in Oregon, it was like we could have chose to just be upset about it, but then it was like, let's just be present and enjoy this time with our family the rest of the days, regardless of what else is going on with these tickets, you know?
Yeah.
And so, even though it was a moment that was like, we wouldn't have chose this, it was like exactly where we were supposed to be. And so, you know, for that, we should be grateful.
Yeah. It seems like there were like challenges around every weekend. It was like, guess what you're gonna deal with this week.
Yeah.
But I've been thinking a lot, like, this was a lit ass summer.
Mm-hmm.
We got 2 vacations, an impromptu vacation and then the regularly scheduled vacation. We went to see Beyonce.
We did go see Beyonce.
We about to have a 2-week kid free. Like, love you guys down, but mama needs a break.
You know, it don't have nothing to do with love. It just has everything to do with having the support that you need to have a balanced life with your kids. And if you don't, then it can be really insufferable. And you find yourself saying, I hate being a parent. I don't want to do this. Why did I choose this? That was me last week. Dead ass. And it's not that I don't love my kids or that I wouldn't choose them again, because we both know I would.
It's just a lot. It's a lot of work.
It'd be a lot. It'd be a lot. For real.
Yeah.
Being a mom is not a joke.
It's really not.
I was like talking to my aunt on the phone the other day, and Max was listening to our conversation because you know he a big ear hustler. He be saying it like, "Am I ear hustling?" You know damn well. And I was like, sometimes I just wish I was a dad. And he was like, why would you wish you was a dad? And I was like, because in society, women have a heavier workload as a parent. They required and expected to do more than fathers are. And so sometimes I just wish I was a dad so I didn't have to do so much. Yeah.
Yeah. You think he got it?
He got it.
Yeah.
Max is very intelligent. He's becoming even more mature, which is nice because we can have real conversations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's my nigga. Shout out. Sometimes I be wanting to call him Maxie, but then it feels like, It feels like that wasn't. It feels like a you thing. It's like, I don't know. It's like nickname appropriation.
Mm-hmm. Well, as long as you feel that way, then it's true, you know? Like Eva Ann, my sister made that up. I stole it from her. My nickname for Eva is Juicy. So, yeah.
Yeah. I'll figure it out. So, how have you been able to, if you've been able to, find or even think about the good moments?
Honestly, I haven't been that good with it lately. I'll say this whole summer I have been very stressed out and just really not present. You know what I'm saying? But I know that it's all about your intentions.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if you intend to be at peace, then you will be at peace. And so that means that what am I doing in a daily? What am I doing hour by hour? Like, sometimes you just need to take it like one moment at a time instead of like trying to look at the broad picture, which can be overwhelming and induce anxiety. So I just try to be right where I'm at right then and there and say, like, this moment is peaceful. This moment is bringing me joy. And yeah, sometimes you might not like what's happening, but just be grateful for what you're learning because of how it's happening.
Yeah.
Which is be a blessing, you know. You might not see it right then and there, but in hindsight, it'd be like, damn, I'm so blessed. Like, I'm so glad that I went through that because who would I be at in this moment?
Yeah. Way, way, way up.
What about you? What do you think that has helped you to stay at peace or to at least just find joy when you are having difficult moments?
Well, for me, it's like just really looking at the situation. Like when I'm at work and I'm outside and I'm sweating and I've been walking all over the place and answering phone calls and all this other stuff. But I'll be outside and I'll be like, you know what? I'm glad I get to be outside and see nature.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to be in the office. You know? Like, ugh. Thank God I can just go for a walk. You know?
Yeah.
Just really embracing what's actually happening and like, yeah, I'm outside right now.
We outside.
For real though. I feel like that's better than trying to like figure out how to make something up to
be happy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just look at what's actually happening. Like right now, I'm recording a podcast. I'm a podcast host. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a videographer, so like, I already got what it takes. You know what I'm saying? I'm at the crib. I ain't got to pay for studio time. You know?
Yeah.
It's a vibe.
I definitely wish I was better at that. Like, sometimes I am, but it's usually when things are going good. It's easier to just be so grateful and be so humbled by what the good things that's happening in your life. But it's even harder to like extract that when the full moment feels like exactly what you don't want. So, yeah. This definitely is making me think about my perception and how I'm like viewing my reality.
Mm-hmm.
Because whatever you believe is true, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it definitely took work for me to get here. We can slide into mental health matters.
Okay.
How am I doing, guys? Am I doing good? Anyways. So for mental health matters, I want you guys to just think about the goodness in your life. Like I said before with the job thing, this really started when I was working at a finance company. And I was completely miserable every single day. honestly, that didn't change until I switched departments. For people that are in customer service and on the phone all day, I don't really know how to get you out of that. I couldn't get out of that. I was depressed the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
I guess, like, if you sit next to somebody that's cool, you got something to look forward to every day. You get to, chit chat with a cool person or get to know different people. I don't know. I ain't got it. You got to figure that out. But when I switched departments, it still wasn't great, but I didn't have to be on the phone all day. Like, that's when I started listening to podcasts. I could listen to music. I could just vibe out and still get my job done. So then I was like, I started just being grateful for just that. Mm-hmm. Like, I can listen to a podcast if I want to. Or that's when I started my blog when I was doing music reviews. I could do that. And then I got to a point where I didn't really have to talk to anybody at all day if I didn't feel like it. And that was hot. You just gotta just find it, man.
Yeah. I think it's less about finding it and more about embodying it. Like, if you are peace, if you are joy, then everything around you is going to exude that. Everything around you is going to reflect what it is that you're feeling on the inside. And that's not to say that all your other feelings, you're supposed to avoid them, but you're supposed to, if I feel sad, be sad in the moment, validate why you're feeling sad, and then let it go. Mm-hmm. And then you can get back to a peaceful state. Or understanding that just because you are angry right now doesn't mean that you're not at peace. I am at peace. I'm exactly at peace with these feelings, and I know why I'm angry. Mm-hmm. And I know that it's valid for me to have these feelings. So, yeah, like, it's like one of those things you just are.
Yeah. That was way better than all that talking I was just doing.
I don't think it's a comparison. I think you express things differently to me, and there's going to be people who totally resonate with how the way that you say it, and mm-hmm. vice versa. Like, it's definitely not a competition,
Yeah. Totes.
For real. So, do you want to get into the breaks then? Or did you finish Mental Health Matters?
That's pretty much it for Mental Health Matters, you know? There's peace there. It can be easier if you just embrace what's happening. Like, what are you really doing? You're sitting there or standing there or driving, you're listening to the podcast. Hopefully you're not watching, because that's dangerous. But if you are watching, subscribe. But yeah, just think it was really happening. There's peace there. Yeah.
No. What are you listening to lately?
Every week I find myself really searching for new music. I think I'm desperate for somebody to just really grab a hold of my ears and get me going.
Has that been a thing?
It was a thing like a month ago, but now it's like a whole lot of people are dropping this month, but, well, yeah, we're still in July. A lot of people just dropped like the last couple of weeks.
It's August 1st.
Yeah.
It's the first of the month. Wake up, wake up, wake
Where
up.
am I at? Anyway. I don't know. Nobody's really like grabbing a hold of me. But Ken the Man dropped a project. It's called Back to 304, like 304 apostrophe N.
Hoeing.
Is that what that's for?
Right. You know when, well, I don't know you, but when I was a kid, we used to have cryptic language, say like if we was passing notes or something, so you couldn't say like
403.
Is it 403?
Mm-hmm. Because upside down is hoe. Well,
I don't know. I feel like that's what she's saying.
It's 304. But I thought she was actually referring to, like, back to some old shit. Like, where she from or something.
Isn't 304... What area code is that? Is that Miami?
She from Texas, I think.
Right, so that's why it don't make sense to me. I'm sure she's saying back to Hoenn.
Hoenn?
I don't know. But you're right, it would be 403.
No, maybe you're right.
It can't be. She's not saying back to West Virginia. That's for sure. I love Candyman. I really enjoy her music. She's to me like a girl's girls, and she's a fuck niggas get money girl, and I thoroughly enjoy that.
Yeah, the projects are really good. I know I'm gonna go back to that. And her single sounds way better when you hear it with the rest of the music. Yeah.
I actually prefer that. I prefer to hear a whole album and it be good, and then versus the singles just that's all they is. You know. I recently discovered a new artist called Arya Starr. I love that name.
Arya?
Arya Starr, the whole thing. It's so cute
Arya
to
Starr.
me. Yeah. It sounds so cosmic, and one of the songs that I really enjoy is called Rush. She's a Nigerian artist, so you know she's giving Afro beats, and she really just saying like, I'm not worried about nothing but my money, and I'm not in a rush to get there. You know what I'm saying? And I fuck with that.
I respect that.
Yeah. It's kind of like a faint reminder of just be happy where you at. Like, but also protect your peace, my nigga.
Facts.
Those two things kind of go together. You can't truly be happy if you're not protecting your peace, because there's always going to be something that comes in and rile you up. Maybe that's my problem. It's starting to make sense. What else was you listening to?
Bia dropped a project called Really Her.
Bling, bling, bling. Bitches is mad.
Shout out Nene. Is she safe to shout out?
I think so.
Okay. It's getting dangerous out here.
Stay dangerous. Stay dangerous.
I listened to it. It was good. I feel like I do need to listen to it in a different setting to really enjoy it. Because I was at work and she doesn't really make at work music. So, like, it's a different vibe. But if you're into her music, you should check that out. I didn't even know she was coming with a project.
Yesterday, T Grizzly dropped a remix to his song Gorgeous featuring Skilla Baby. And the remix was featuring the City Girls. So as soon as I seen it, I was like, let's listen to it.
Yeah.
Because City Girls is about to drop a project. I just know they are because they putting out a lot of singles. And they also doing a lot of features. And it's like, that only makes sense that they about to drop a project for sure. I'm like, okay. They come in late in the summer because all summer has really been a hot girl summer. So I expected them to really like do something. But, you know, it's better late than never. What'd you think about the song?
I'm here for it.
Yeah.
You know, T Grizzly is... I'm going to sit down and listen to T Grizzly.
Yeah. I really fuck with him. He makes me feel like if I would have followed my path into gangsterhood, I would be like him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Robbing banks and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stealing from college kids.
Maybe. Shoot.
Yeah. So
You never know.
I could see it.
I like in the song the one part is saying he's a married man or whatever, and these hoes be trying to get him. Like, shout out. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these rappers do be married or in very serious relationships, and they like to keep up the facade that they are single or somewhat attainable because they think that adds to the image. But I've always been confused about that because then it'd be the same niggas that make music for men. So who is it that you're trying to fight off, really? Or attract, I guess. Who is you trying to attract then? Because there's people who for sure I feel like they make like gender neutral music, like anybody can enjoy this, but then there's people like, even though I enjoy their music, it's targeted towards men. Like Future, his music is targeted towards men. He's never putting out music and be like, this is for the bitches. Like, it's not. And so, you know what I'm saying, I shout out to Z Grizzly. I like him as a person, and he be streaming. That's cool.
Yeah, he has his own damn, what's it called? His own server for GTA. It's lit over there.
Like a Discord?
That's no. He has a Discord, but by server I mean like it's kind of like having your own game, but not really. I mean, because it's GTA, he doesn't own GTA. But
like almost like a save file thing, kind of thing, or
kinda like you can join it and you'll be in his world.
Oh, okay. I see that. Okay.
Yeah,
That's what's up.
it's lit.
Yeah. Well, we did mention that we went to the Beyonce concert, so I felt like, you know, this was the time to really, I guess, give our thoughts and feelings. Did you enjoy it?
I did enjoy it.
Yeah, I was super excited to see Beyonce. I was really here for the looks. Like, that's what I really wanted to see, was the looks. I mean, of course, the performances, but, like, I'm just such a fashion girl. I just was, like, wanted to see the looks. And this was the first ever time that she only used black-owned brands for all of the styles, all of the looks. And I was like, you know, that's commendable.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. The whole tour, every single outfit that she is wearing on tour is black-owned, black-made.
Shout out.
Yes, all the designers are black as fuck.
Yeah.
You know, before she used to be more feminist, and you know, a lot of people like to say that she switched lanes, you know what I'm saying, on what's popular at the time. But when she was like more feminist, that she had only women, like all women dancers, all women, what do you call, like people who playing the instruments, like from the band, all the way from top to down, it'd be all women. And I was a little bit disappointed, I'm not gonna lie, when I seen that it wasn't all black everything in the tour. But then I realized that she was going for LGBTQIA inclusivity. And I'm like, okay. But I feel like you could have did that and still made it black.
Definitely could have.
Yeah. How did you feel about the actual performances and stuff, though? Is there any songs that you were so happy to hear or disappointed that you didn't hear?
I honestly, the very first mashup made the entire concert for me, if I'm being honest. It was Flaws and All and Lucchini, This Is It. The beat from that with her singing Flaws and All. That did it for me, because it was like, let me find out Beyonce in her hip hop bag.
Yeah, she be doing a little something.
Yeah. I didn't really know what to expect. I didn't know what to expect going into it. I tried to stay away from too many of the concert clips so I wouldn't know exactly what was coming. I did enjoy Cozy. I think that's my favorite song on the album.
Interesting.
It really hit me at the concert, like, I think that's it. That's the one for me. Dang, I was about to say something.
Probably my thoughts confused you, because in my head I was singing Dondria, you're the one for me, you're the one. You know?
I don't even know.
You don't know who that song, Dondria, You're the One for Me? I don't believe we were put together not to be together. You know that song?
The words sound familiar.
Yeah. She was like managed by Jermaine Dupri for a minute, and she was like real big on YouTube. She was like one of the first YouTube people to get signed from doing covers and stuff and putting their music on YouTube. This was like back in the YouTube days, even before Justin Bieber. So shout out to Dondria.
Shout out. The concert did make me enjoy the album more. So I'm gonna be honest, I didn't go back to the album for real after I listened to it the first time. But after that concert, I've been listening to it.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, there's quite a few skips for me on that album, but that's just me. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If like the beginning of the song ain't giving what I needed to give, I'm not gonna keep listening to it. Even though Beyonce songs, to be like, I could enjoy one part of the song and another part of the song I hate, because she be having like 3 different songs in one, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of like the thing Drake be doing too. Like, if you good at it, then you can just pull it off.
Yeah.
I was so happy to hear Heated, because you know I was blasting that song all summer long, and I regret not bringing a fan. Yeah, but because I didn't participate in watching the clips and stuff, I didn't know that was going to be a thing. You know what I'm saying? And so I was so happy. I enjoyed it. I hated the venue. This has nothing to do with Beyonce, because of course when you go to major cities, you're going to go to that major venue or the one that can pack the most seats. But whatever the football stadium is called in Chicago is weak as fuck. It's meant for football games. It is not meant for musical artists to come and perform there. Like, I've been to other concerts, like say when we went to Hampton Coliseum, or like, you know, I've been to other concerts in other places before. Like, when Kanye came to Chicago, that place wasn't even built yet, so he was somewhere else. But it's like, first of all, enclosure. It was raining more than half the time we was there. That pissed me off. I was cold and shivering like a wet chihuahua. And to me, like, nobody pays for that experience. Nobody wants to go to a concert and then be sitting there in the wet and cold. And because it was raining, they didn't start the show until after the rain had stopped. That pissed me off, because we was basically essentially sitting there for like an hour and a half in the cold, raining. Like, why are we at a football stadium for a concert? To me, this shit don't make no sense.
Yeah.
Then y'all know it seats all the way up to the top of the brim, but y'all have one screen. And based off of where we were sitting, Beyonce looked like a little ant. I was just like, it feels different when you can look at this screen or that screen and this screen, and then you can see like the different angles of what the performance giving. But I just was very disappointed in the venue. It had nothing to do with Beyonce. The venue itself, they needed to do a better job. Like, y'all could have brought some screens in, something. This is Beyonce.
Well, I feel like the screenage would be more on Beyonce, because that's a part of the setup for the show.
But the thing is that when you go perform at a venue, they already be having what you have to work with, and you have to build your set around that. You know what I'm saying? For 2 nights, they wasn't about to bring in 5 screens and put them up around the stadium. Like, that wasn't going to happen. That's not even realistic. I don't think that could be put on the artist. Like, they knew Beyonce was coming. They should have set it up for Beyonce. It ain't football season. Get it together. Even that at football game, I would want more screens. When you go to a football game, it'd be the same thing. A basketball game, it'd be other screens. You could see what's going on. They'll zoom in on certain plays so you could see what's really going on down there. Like, I was a little disappointed by that. And I don't want to be that guy. I really don't, y'all. I really don't. But I have to be honest and share my true feelings. I feel like in the past, Beyonce tours were more Beyonce in the sense of detailed and more put together. And I feel like this tour gave a little lackadaisy. Like, I'm not going to say it was lazy, because the dancers was dancing and everything like that. But Beyonce was giving. I've been doing this for a while, and I'm going to stand here and sing and pop my booty just a little bit when I feel like it.
I agree. Yeah.
I used to own like every single Beyonce DVD. So I could say this as somebody who've watched her perform repeatedly. She just used to come with a different energy, and I just felt like irritated a little bit. Like, dang, I finally get to see Beyonce, and that's it. And I was a little aggravated too that I felt like they pulled out all the stops on the second night. And I feel like the tour should be more consistent. Like, if you gonna be in a city for 2 days, those 2 days we give it the same thing. We didn't get no Blue Ivy. The half of the outfits from the tour was from the previous show versus the second day where she came out with whole new fits. I just was like, girl. You would think the first night you would be getting more than the second night. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
yeah,
it's the first night. And to that I said she should have took a break between the overseas leg and the United States leg. Take a month off and then come back. Get a little break.
Yeah. I wouldn't have been mad at that.
I wouldn't have been mad about it at all. If we had to wait until September to see Beyonce or the end of August, then I would have been okay with that. But I just felt like it just, for Beyonce standards, it could have been more.
Yeah. As someone who has seen Beyonce live before, I definitely agree with, and also I had all the DVDs too. She definitely was more chill and just not doing too much.
I will say that I did enjoy how much more her personality came out in this tour. I feel like in this tour, based off of the clips that I've seen and us being at the concert, that she was giving more blackness. And not to say that that's a monolith, but you know what I mean. Like, she was saying nigga left and right. And not just in the song, like, she was saying it left and right. Like, her reactions to the audience or whatever, like, even when the show first started, she's like, y'all look so damn good. Like, she was giving more, like, at a side of Beyonce that people be wanting to see, you know, like, more personal.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed that because, you know, there was a time where I felt like I really knew her. Now I'm not a psycho, and I know I don't know her at all. But, yeah, I enjoyed that.
Yeah. And I'm glad that she's doing that at her concerts and not on the internet as well. I hope that she continues to keep the mystique on the internet, because it makes it more enjoyable to me.
I feel like that's definitely something we incorporate to our own lives. Like, online, I'm a mystery to me anyways. Like, if you really look at my content or you really watch my story, you might feel like you're getting to know me a little bit, but you won't know nothing about me for real unless you, like, come to watch the podcast or go to my YouTube channel. You won't know what you're getting. And so I feel like that's very necessary, especially in today's time where when people see somebody online and they think that they really do know them, like, that can be very dangerous for real, for both people.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Shout out B.
Shout out. Let's see, was there anything else that we had for the breaks? I don't think so.
These are the breaks. Break it up, break it up, break it up.
Okay.
I think you might be hungry.
Yeah, I'm pretty hungry. Well, I guess we can move into Reel It In. I wanted to talk about a few shows that are coming out or that we just recently watched. One of them being Survival of the Thickest. It's on Netflix, right? Yeah. I thought for some reason it was on Amazon Prime because they kept mentioning Lizzo and the Big Girls, and that's an Amazon Prime show. And they was literally promoting a whole other show on a whole other network.
Ciao.
The main character is the girl who hosts The Circle. I really am so sorry that I don't know her, like, real name, but she's light skinned. She got curly hair, kind of short, you know, and she's funny as hell. She's like a comedian too. And the basis of the show is basically her trying to navigate through life as a newly single woman.
Yeah.
And it was pretty funny and pretty relatable. What'd you think about it?
I enjoyed it. I have to say, I kind of got bored with the characters, and I was just waiting for Tasha to show back up. Something about it was kind of boring. I haven't figured out what exactly it is.
I feel like some of the characters they was given, not the actor, but the character was a stereotypical version of whatever that character was supposed to be. And a lot of times, for me personally, I see that as when people who are non-black writing black characters.
Mm-hmm.
And I think maybe that's what it is.
Maybe.
And for a black woman, you do get very bored with that easily because, first of all, it's not real. We're not a monolith. And you could tell when something's just a stereotype. It's like, that's not, it didn't feel like that was really the character. It felt like a stereotype of a black person. Like, her best friend. I feel like they were stereotyping him the whole time just because he was a single dude that was just prioritizing himself and his well-being. Then all of a sudden he's a fuckboy. Because he's not trying to commit or pretend to be committed to every girl he dated. I was just like, okay.
Yeah. I did enjoy that he was
a ride or die. That's what's up.
A ride or die, but like his appearance was more, it wasn't a typical straight guy appearance, I'll say that.
Yeah.
And he was comfortable in different environments because they went to, I don't know what to call it, and I don't
a drag club.
Yeah, they went to a drag club. That's like their spot basically. And like I appreciated him being comfortable in that environment and interacting with the people there. Yeah. I feel like we need to see more of that.
Yeah, he definitely was giving trans women are women, and I thoroughly appreciate that because we don't see that often perspective from a black man. I know that all black men are not like this because I know hella black men who are open and accepting to all different type of people, but some of them are very toxic, homophobic, and transphobic. So it was very nice to see him just being comfortable in the setting and, you know, not trying to make somebody feel weird for what they're doing. And he was a super supportive best friend. I was like, damn, that's what's up. Yeah. This is the type of friendships that I want to see on screen with men and women versus the ones that's always toxic where somebody trying to get the other one secretly or they low-key be flirting or somehow they end up together 10 years later because they really wasn't best friends to begin with. So I enjoyed that. I really did enjoy seeing their friendship. And then also her friendship with Tasha was like, it just was giving real homegirl. Like, what she was saying in that shitty apartment and her friend was bigging her up like, listen girl, this apartment may not be the one you want to be living in, but at least you ain't living with no lying ass, cheating ass nigga. Right. And that's what you be needing to hear from your best friend. Like, bitch, you doing a good job. Yeah. And I think that her friendships really showed up and showed out for her during that time that was really difficult for her as she was transitioning to like singlehood.
Yeah, I really appreciated the friendship writing on the show.
It was good. What else are we watching?
Did we say the name of the show?
Yeah, Survival of the Thickest. Yeah. Maybe I didn't say that. I don't know. I can't remember. Yeah. Another show that is coming out recently, I feel so bad because I didn't see what was the date that is coming out, but it's called Young Love. It's coming out on Max, which is formerly HBO Max.
I don't know why they did that.
It's a super cute show where it's this black family and the main character is this little girl with natural hair and she have all of these fantasies and visions of her being like a superstar. And it's very cute. It's featuring Kid Cudi and Issa Rae. Okay. As some of the voices. It is an animated show. I did not say that. It's animated. And I'm excited to see it because you know I love me a good little black show. So, holler at that.
I'm really enjoying the increase of black animation.
Oh, yeah. Me too.
Yeah, it's really getting me off.
Like, we didn't often have black cartoons when we was kids. Not at all.
Yeah, not really. Other than Proud Family. Yeah, I can't think of nothing else. We had, I guess, brown people.
Yeah, or it'll be like a white show and then they'll have one black character. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I mean. Like, for it to be a full black cast or the primary of the people be black in black spaces doing black shit. I'm here for that.
And you can see that they're black people and not just brown colored animals. You know.
One of my favorite shows is coming back on Netflix August 23rd, which is my birthday. Super excited. So I feel like this is going to be happy birthday to me. I'm about to be binging The Ultimatum all day long.
Give us the drams.
I love The Ultimatum. there's so much you can break down from it and learn from it in relationships, but also maybe learn a lot about yourself in the relationships that you in based off of the interactions that those people be having.
Yeah.
How do you feel about ultimatums? Would you give ultimatum, like, if you wanted to be married and say we was together like 5 years, would you be like, marry me or I'm leaving you? Well,
I feel like, cause I never even thought about that.
Mm-hmm.
An ultimatum. If it's that important to me and you haven't done it, I feel like I'm gonna just think you don't want to and leave.
Yeah. I mean, that's what would make the most sense, but a lot of people like don't do that.
Yeah.
Because they be codependent in a relationship and they be trying to like scare the person into staying with them, which is very unhealthy. And then you find yourself in a marriage being with somebody that don't like you because you was in a rush to be married. And I think I would encourage people to think about why you want to be married so bad that you have to manipulate the person into marrying you. Because an ultimatum to me is a form of manipulation. It's like, do this or... that's manipulation, you know. Mm-hmm. And we really can't make another person do something, and so if they do it and it's against their natural will, nobody's really going to be happy in that situation, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if you have to make an ultimatum about one thing, it's going to be more things and more things. Clean the house, or... and it ultimately comes down to saying that you don't accept the person for who they are, or that you don't support their wants and needs, because sometimes in relationships we not gonna want or need the same thing, and it's like we have to compromise and also learn how to support each other through the differences that we might have until we reach a compromise. Like, and I think the giving an ultimatum does not do that. But do I love to watch it? Absolutely. I'll be there.
I do want to say there is a difference between giving an ultimatum and just telling somebody, hey, if this doesn't happen, I am going to be out of here. But I feel like it all depends on how it's presented.
Yeah, I was going to say that, though. It's the words that you use is what matters, that makes it an ultimatum or not an ultimatum. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And so if you having a conversation with your partner and you communicate, this is my standards and this is what I want for myself. If I'm with somebody, I want to be married within this time frame, and I value marriage. Mm-hmm. And you know early on in your relationship if y'all don't have the same values. You know that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and not to say that things can't change, but it's one thing for it to change naturally for a person. It's another thing for you to try and coerce them into changing their mind, which is not okay.
Yeah. Always bringing it up. Sending them stuff on the internet about it. People are interesting.
Look at this black wedding. This is so cute. They love each other so much.
I'm not laughing at you, but I am at the same time.
I mean, I'm not laughing at them. I just feel like they need some more personal growth, or else they wouldn't be trying to, make somebody marry them. Because who want to be married to somebody that don't want to be married to them? That's wild. Yeah,
that's like the whole argument of being with somebody because you need them versus being with somebody because you want them. Mm-hmm. Like, I want you to want to be here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So what are you making time for this week?
I don't know. I really don't know. I feel I'm gonna make time for not putting pressure on myself to make time for things.
Like just doing it naturally.
Yeah.
Listening to your body and what you may need in the moment.
Yeah, I've been having a hard time with that a lot. So.
Well, let me know how I can support you through this intention.
I feel like you be doing it. It's a me thing. I gotta figure this out. Yeah. What you making time for?
I'm really just gonna make time for being at peace because lately I feel like I've been ultra bothered by things. Like, you know, those girls who say they so unbothered. I wish that was me because I'm not. I'm a very sensitive person and things bother me very easily, and then I will definitely talk about it for the next 7 days until I'm not bothered no more. And I just don't want to be that girl no more. But this is who I am at this moment, so I'll have no choice but to accept and love me how I am. But for sure this week I'm just gonna take more time to like meditate and nurture myself and really just prepare for next week because I'm gonna be doing Reiki all week at a retreat and I need to be okay with myself so that I can, you know, heal other people.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Alexa, play Kelly Price, This Is Who I Am.
I don't know that.
It's from, I don't know if she came out with any after that, but it's from her gospel album that has that song, I Need Healing for My Soul, on it.
I knew as soon as you said Kelly Price that it was going to be from a gospel music. You know the Kelly Price I know? The toxic Kelly Price. It's morning.
I mean,
The
she
Steal
came with
Your
the
Man
hits.
Kelly Price. That's who I know. Because I grew up in a toxic household. So
She had the hits, though.
she did.
She
I'm
gave
not
us
gonna
what
say
we
she didn't,
needed.
but yeah. It's
Yeah.
like soon as the artists start to get saved and sanctified, I just don't meet them there. I'm not saved and sanctified. I can't relate.
I feel that. That album was good, though. If you guys want to check that out. I think the name of it is This Is Who I Am.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like the first track. This is who I am. You know. This is what I do. It was good.
Okay. Well, without further ado,
I've got time.